Hi, hello, are we recording? I think we are, finally, oh my god. Hi, how are ya? Are you doing well? I'm doing just peachy. It's 2 a.m. I didn't expect to film this late, it kind of just happened, but it's okay, you know? Time is an illusion, everything's fine. This week I shot a roll of cinestill 800T. If you don't know, cinestill is a motion picture film, and it's essentially Kodak Vision 3T, I believe it's called, with a layer of emulsion removed so it can be processed using regular C41 chemicals. Because of this layer of emulsion that's removed, the resulting effect is this halation around some lights in pictures, which I find look pretty cool. Some people don't like them. I think they're cool. I think it gives it a signature look, if you know what I mean. This is the second roll of cinestill I ever shot. The first roll I shot on Route 66 during a road trip I took a few months ago, and I'll insert those pictures now.
I want a cigarette. Take me back to the day we met. We made mistakes that I don't regret, and now it's getting hard to recollect. You took my heart, you tore it all to pieces. I thought that I was right, but I wasn't what you needed. And I hate it that I love you, and you hate me, cause I love you. And I hate it that I love you, and you hate me, cause I love you.
That first roll I shot of cinestill, the pictures were pretty underexposed, most of them anyway. I used my in-camera meter on my Nikon FG camera, and yeah, they were a little underexposed, so I kept that in mind this time. I don't have an external meter, so I had to use my in-camera meter again, but I just overexposed one or two stops depending on the scene. However, I still noticed that some of these pictures that I just took were underexposed. I have heard that some people shoot cinestill at ISO 500 instead of 800. I might do that next time. Also, the night that I took these pictures, it was a little foggy out, so some of them are kind of hazy. So yeah, let's just take a look at them, shall we? Let's get into it. So this first picture that I am showing you is probably my favorite one of the night. I really like it. This is a house that's in front of my mother's house, and this light that's on the right side of the building that shines on it, have always been drawn to that. Like every time we sit on the porch I see it and I just think it looks really interesting. Next we have this picture of the side of my mom's house. She has this little red light in the window which I was drawn to. You can actually see her sitting on the porch off to the right side. This picture isn't in focus, otherwise it would look a lot better. This next one, I was also drawn to the shadow of the trees on this building. I think it looks pretty cool. Again, this is not in focus because I'm blind. This next one I quite like. The center of attention here is this moon that has a red halation around it, which I think looks pretty cool. In my opinion, I wanted to get a composition that shows the moon higher above this house, but I couldn't really do that. It was kind of physically impossible unless I jumped with the camera, but it was nighttime, so I couldn't really do that, you know? Nonetheless, I think this picture is still pretty cool. Next, this is just a picture of the front porch at my mom's. Jasmine was barking at something, and as you can see, she's a little blurry. This is not the best picture in the world, obviously, but I liked how red the I like how red the shadows were in the corner here. I think that looked pretty cool. And just the colors overall are pretty nice. This next one turned out pretty well, I think. I have mixed feelings about the solar flare from the streetlight. I normally like solar flares, but this one I don't know. I mean, it does add interest to the overall picture because I feel like that blank space would be kind of dull and maybe not make for such a great picture. Not that this is the best picture, because it's not, but I feel like maybe the solar flare kind of adds a little bit more interest. This next one I do quite like. There's another solar flare here. It's more subtle, so it doesn't really bother me as much. Jasmine is in the foreground, in case you didn't notice. Oops, there you go. You can see the moon in the edge of the thing. I didn't even notice that. Oh my god. Wow, I like it so much more now. I kind of thought that was from the light, but no, it's the moon. It's the moon. This one's just a street light. It's not that good. Okay, let's move on. This one I like. It's a little overexposed, and I think there's too much of the, what do you call those things? Power lines? I think there's too many power lines in the way of the house. But other than that, it could have been a pretty good picture. This one I quite like. It's a little soft, not exactly in focus, because like I said earlier, I'm blind. Anyway, I still kind of like it. I like the red halation of this streetlight on the right side. I think it adds some interest. This next one, I like this a lot. I think the highlights are blown out quite a bit in this door area, but I still like it. I love the shadows of the trees on the building, and I like the blue sky. I think it looks pretty cool. I really like this one. This next one I included because it's of the sunset, and I would not recommend using this film during the day whatsoever. I mean, to each their own. I don't know why you would want to use an ISO 800 film during the day anyway, but in case you thought about it, I would recommend not doing that. But if you want to, then you can do it. It's okay. You don't have to listen to me. But this was a picture taken during sunset where it was very red and orange, and as you can see, it's very blue. I just took this picture because I wanted to see how it would render the colors, and I'm not a fan. This was in a pretty empty store plaza where there's only 2 stores left in it, and this is one of them and it's closing. So it's pretty empty up there, and yeah, I like this picture. I feel like it kind of captures the desolate atmosphere that is up there at the moment, especially at night. So this one's in the same plaza. It's not that interesting. This one's also at that plaza. It's like the loading dock that goes into the one store over there. I don't know if I like it or not, honestly. I can't really decide. I feel like there's too much empty space of the sky on the right. This next one, I remember composing this picture and seeing that lamp post on the left side, like the top of it being cut out, and wondering if I was gonna hate this picture or not in the end. And I still can't decide if I like it or not. I think I do like it, because it's foggy, when the trees look cool, and I like the parking lot of how empty it is. It does bother me how the light is cut off, that first one, but I still like it, I think. This next picture is of a car wash, which I like the subject matter. I think this particular piece of the car wash building, if that makes sense, could be interesting. I don't like my framing though. There's too much empty space on the right and on the top. Otherwise it'd be pretty neat. Also, this sort of light leak that's going on in the middle here, that's somewhat common from what I've seen on cinestill's films. Like I said, this is only my second roll, but I've seen other people's rolls, and I've seen other people's videos of cinestill, and it seems like it's not uncommon for this to happen. So just so you know, it doesn't bother me really. I don't mind that kind of stuff. I feel like I don't know, it's fun, whatever, it doesn't bother me. This is of the same car wash. Like I said, it was foggy that night. It kind of looks like the highlights are blown out, but like it also feels underexposed, you know what I mean? And I think it's because it was pretty foggy. So yeah, fog is kind of hard. Fog can be a beautiful thing, but it also is a difficult thing, if you know what I'm saying. This last one was at that same plaza I was talking about earlier, and I do quite like this one a lot. I feel like it captures the emptiness of the area a bit, and kind of how run down it is in a way, if that makes sense. It's a little dark, but I still like it. Alright, that's it. That is the end here. I hope you had a good time. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like cinestill? Would you shoot cinestill? Have you shot cinestill before? Are you going to shoot it? Or are you not going to shoot it? Let me know. I'll definitely be shooting it again. I think it's a good film for shooting the city at night. I don't live next to a city, so it's kind of hard for me to do that, but I think it'd be really fun if you live near one to shoot it at night, because it is quite pretty. Alright, that's it. I will see you next time. Cheers.